God isn't putting a gun to your head saying, hey, you need to come and pray to me. He's not forcing you to develop a better relationship with yourself, to stay away from addiction, or to make the right choices. No, these are choices you have the ability to make. Ladies and gentlemen, every day we are presented with choices. Choices that shape not just our present, but our future, our character, and ultimately, our destiny. We live in a world where we crave control, where we want to dictate the terms of our lives, believing that we alone hold the key to our success, happiness, and fulfillment. But here's the truth. Control is an illusion. Yes, you have the power to choose, but the outcomes, the consequences, the ultimate path you walk, that belongs to God. Now, I know that might be hard to hear. We like to think that if we work hard enough, if we plan meticulously, if we just do everything right, life will go according to our script. But life doesn't follow our script, it follows God's. And sometimes His script is far different from what we had in mind. Let me tell you a story, one of my own life. There were times when I thought I knew what was best for me. I had a vision, a plan, and I was determined to make it happen. But God had a different plan. There were setbacks, failures, disappointments, moments when I questioned everything. Why is this happening? Why now? Why me? But looking back, I see that every single one of those challenges was part of God's plan. Every setback was a setup for something greater. You see, God knows your future. He knows the path you're destined to walk. He sees what's ahead, what you can't see, and that's why faith is so crucial. Faith is about walking when you can't see the road ahead, trusting that God is guiding your steps, even when the way is unclear. It's about believing that His plan, though mysterious and sometimes painful, is better than anything you could ever imagine. But let's dive deeper into this concept of divine knowledge versus human choice. You see, God's knowledge is infinite. He exists outside of time and space, seeing the end from the beginning. He knows the potential in you that you haven't even begun to tap into. He knows the strengths you haven't discovered, the battles you haven't faced, and the victories you haven't yet won. But here's the thing. He won't force you to do anything. He won't make you choose the right path, but He will guide you. He will present you with opportunities, challenges, and even trials to shape you into the person you're meant to be. Think about that for a moment. God, in His infinite wisdom, has a plan for you, a plan that is good, a plan that is perfect. But you have to choose to walk in it. You have to make the decision to trust Him, to follow Him, even when the road is rough, even when the path is steep, even when you don't understand. And let me tell you, that's not easy. It's not easy to surrender control, to let go of your plans, your desires, your need to know every detail. It's not easy to trust in something you can't see, to believe in a plan that you don't fully understand. But that's what faith is. Faith is not about knowing, it's about trusting. It's about believing that God's plan is better than yours, even when it doesn't feel like it. I've walked that path. I've been in those moments where I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, where I didn't understand why things were happening the way they were. But through it all, I've learned that God's plan is always good. It may not be easy, it may not be painless, but it is always good. There were times when I felt like I was being crushed by the weight of my challenges, when I was overwhelmed by the struggles I faced. But looking back, I realized those were the moments when I was being molded, when God was shaping me into the person I needed to be. Those were the times when my faith was deepened, when my character was refined, when my trust in God was solidified. So, if you're in a place right now where you feel like life is against you, where you're facing obstacles that seem insurmountable, where you're questioning why you're going through what you're going through, I want to encourage you. Don't lose heart. Don't give up. God is with you. He sees you. He knows your pain, your struggles, your fears, and He is using them to make you stronger, to bring you closer to Him. You see, the journey of faith is not a straight line. It's full of twists and turns, ups and downs, moments of joy and moments of sorrow. But through it all, God is guiding you. He's leading you, even when it doesn't feel like it. And that's why you have to trust Him. You have to trust that His plan is perfect, even when it doesn't make sense. I know it's hard. I know it's scary. But let me tell you something. God is not in the business of abandoning His children. He's not in the business of leaving you in the dark. He's in the business of bringing you through, of making you stronger, of leading you to a place of peace, of joy, of fulfillment. But you have to trust Him. You have to believe that He knows what He's doing, even when you don't. And let me be clear, trusting God doesn't mean that life will be easy. It doesn't mean that you won't face challenges, that you won't experience pain, that you won't have moments of doubt. Trusting God means that you believe He is with you in the midst of it all. It means that you know deep down that He is working everything for your good, even the things that hurt, even the things that don't make sense. Remember, pain is not your enemy. Pain is a teacher. It's in the fire of adversity that you are refined, that you are purified, that you become who you're meant to be. So don't run from it. Don't avoid it. Embrace it, knowing that God is using it to shape you, to mold you, to make you into the person He created you to be. And as you walk this journey of faith, remember that you are not alone. God is with you every step of the way. He's guiding you, even when you can't see it. He's holding you, even when you don't feel it. He's speaking to you, even when you're not listening. So open your heart, open your mind, listen to His voice and follow where He leads. Life is a journey of faith, a journey of trust, a journey of becoming. And along this journey, you will face trials, you will face challenges, but you will also experience growth. You will experience victory. You will experience the joy that comes from knowing that you are walking in God's plan. Remember, God isn't forcing you to do anything. He's inviting you. He's guiding you. But it's up to you to take that step. It's up to you to trust Him, even when you can't see the whole path. That's faith. That's trusting in God's plan. So today, make the choice to trust Him, to follow Him, to walk in His plan for your life. And watch as He leads you to places you never dreamed possible, to blessings you never imagined, to a life that is full, abundant, and overflowing with His goodness. God is like parent. He's there, holding out His hand, guiding you as you take each step. And yes, you will stumble, you will fall. But those falls are not failures. They're opportunities to grow stronger, to build resilience, to develop the faith you need to keep moving forward. God doesn't want you to be perfect. He wants you to trust. He wants you to keep moving, to keep walking, even when the path is difficult. And here's the beautiful thing. When you trust God, you're never walking alone. His presence is with you. His love surrounds you, and His strength sustains you. You may not always feel it, but it's there. Just as the child learns to walk by trusting their parent, you learn to navigate life by trusting God. And the more you trust, the more you grow. The more you grow, the more you realize that God's plan is not just good, it's perfect. Now let's talk about those moments of doubt, because they will come. There will be times when you question everything, when you wonder if God is really there, if He really has a plan, if He really cares. In those moments, it's easy to feel lost, to feel abandoned. But let me remind you, doubt is not the absence of faith. It's an invitation to deepen your faith. When doubt creeps in, that's when you need to dig deeper, to press into God's presence, to seek Him with all your heart. Don't run from your doubts. Bring them to God. Ask Him to show you the way, to give you the strength to keep going, to remind you that His plan is still in motion, even when you can't see it. And here's something powerful to remember. God is not afraid of your doubts. He's not intimidated by your questions. He welcomes them. He wants you to come to Him with your fears, your uncertainties, your struggles, because it's in those moments of vulnerability that your relationship with God deepens, that your trust in Him grows stronger. So when doubt comes, don't let it drive you away from God. Let it draw you closer. Let it be the catalyst that pushes you to seek Him more, to trust Him more, to lean into His plan even more. Because at the end of the day, trusting God's plan is not about having all the answers. It's about knowing that you don't have to. It's about believing that God does, that He is in control, that His plan is unfolding exactly as it should. So today I challenge you, trust in God's plan for your life. Choose to believe that He knows what He's doing even when you don't. Choose to walk by faith, not by sight. And as you do, watch as God takes you on a journey that is beyond your wildest dreams, a journey of purpose, of growth, of transformation, a journey that leads to a life of fulfillment, of joy, of peace, a life that is lived according to God's perfect plan. Trust in God's plan, walk by faith, and watch as your life becomes a testament to His goodness, His grace, and His perfect love. God bless you. If you've made it this far, drop a 100 in the comments. It shows you are part of the 1% that's improving every single day.